Balls, Something About You, Crying in Chanel. Yeah, I didn't feel nothing until I got to Spider-Man and Superman.
Really? Okay.
The beat took me away. So I was like, all right, bet. So I kept going all the way up to Nokia. Once I got up to Nokia, I have not played that album since. Like, I am not going back.
Look.
And that Meet Your Madre?
Oh, it's fucking terrible. That song is
Meet Your Padre? Sorry.
It's fucking bad. That song is fucking terrible. And I'm look, if he just did the Spanish shit for like maybe a minute, I would have been fine, but he doubled down and did it the whole time. And that song is terrible. That is like definitely the worst song on here. Definitely.
I agree. I asked my Hispanic compadres
if they liked it.
No, yeah, it never like.
Whoa. You feeling that, Chris?
I'm supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I kissed a girl, but she had halitosis.
What?
I told her go to the store and pick up some groceries.
Yeah. All right. Nice. Nice.
I tried.
Yeah,
I still got it. I still got it.
You got it. All right. Cool, man. So we back at it, back with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Man, it feels like it's been forever, right?
Yeah, around the holiday season, you feel me? Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, birthdays, trips. It's gonna be. We always hit these periods of time where we don't pod for like a stretch, like every year, because there's always like holidays and birthdays. You know what I'm saying? Like we always gotta do shit. You look very confused. Okay, I was just making sure you weren't confused by what I was saying.
Not what you were saying, bro.
Oh, okay. But yeah, we back. You feel me? It's what we've been off for like a week, maybe 2. I'm not sure. 2 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks because this will be the second week. So we were off for a full week. Yeah, but 2 weeks in the span of the time, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
First, let's introduce the podcast, Step Brothers Podcast. Haven't done this one in a while. It's your host with the most, Chris Miner, a.k.a. Dino Spumoni, extra cheese and pepperoni, a.k.a. Talk to Me Nice, a.k.a. Young Paulie Walnuts, Young Chris Kringle, the gift that keeps on giving, you heard, a.k.a. The bad boy of Goodwill. That's where we at today. What's good, Dalton? Where you at?
Yeah, so it's episode 287, if you didn't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Dad Gang, Big Daddy D, D Money, with the D Honey. What? I wake up at sunrise to see my sunrise. My sun's rise, right? It's been a while.
We getting there, baby.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We got the new aesthetic behind me, got the blue lights going, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make vibrant up. Chris is still up with the green screen.
Yeah, because I'm clothes everywhere, shit like that.
And we go get the lighting right in his room so he don't have the blurry shit on his shirt. But
is it blurry right now?
This is shirt.
I see it.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
But
yeah, we gonna get it right.
Ain't nothing that nobody can't deal with, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, but we here back with the vibes, man. We'll just keep these little royalty free songs playing in the background here, and
shout out to the producers, man, always.
Yeah, so it's been a while.
I just remembered how much I've done since we did the last podcast.
Yeah, it's a lot. One main important thing really that we did get to discuss after discussing so much stuff before it, so we're gonna get to that. But
did I miss? What I miss?
Nothing. I'm saying we talked about beforehand. That's our main topic.
Oh,
really.
Okay.
But all in all, I mean, Chris went out of town for his grandma's birthday, so we also did get to discuss our Valentine's Day. Right. So we'll go through that first. So let's just dive right in.
If you don't mind.
What?
Well, I wanted to get like our weeks, like how we did, what's going on in the week, man. We got time.
Oh, you didn't want to do the previous week first? You want to do this one first? Okay.
Well, yeah. Let's just talk about everything. Let's catch up right quick. What's new?
My son officially started his new. Is like he's like going to school now. Like it's a prepping in for preschool. They actually help with like potty training and other things, so that way he's not just getting it on the weekends when he's just with me with all of us. They're actually, you know, helping, sitting him down the potty, like checking, and they have like 2 bathrooms in the classroom. And this class is called Preppers. It gets him ready for preschool. So once he's like, they're confident in his like bathroom abilities, they'll move him to the preschool level, and then he'll start getting ready for like pre-K and stuff, doing actual like curriculum and things like that. Because they already said like, and like smart wise, he should move up quickly. It's just the potty training is the one that they got. Now, after a week of doing that, and then we did like a weekend of just straight commando, like him just running around with no pants or underwear or anything. He's doing really well potty training now, like a night and day difference. The biggest thing is like making it to bathroom on time, but he will tell you if he needs to use the bathroom. And sometimes he doesn't sit the right way, so his should be spraying straight, or you know what I'm saying, he doesn't, because those little kid potties are like real low to the ground, and he doesn't like sitting in the big potty because he gets uncomfortable after a while. But yeah, I mean, we working on it. It's definitely stuff we're working on, but there's that, and then we're just trying to find out what to do with the my baby Ronan. We've been using like a backup service for babysitters and from Shelby's benefits, but that's about time to get him something like part-time. He would just go a couple days a week because of Shelby's schedule. But that's really what we were working on, is just kid stuff. Really, I haven't had anything else like professionally or like personally that really happened other than my kid stuff.
Well, let's not say that. Okay.
What?
You've had some professional stuff happen recently.
What?
But before we scurry off to that, I want to shout out my godson Zidane. He just had a birthday.
Yes.
You heard? Dalton and the wife and the kids. I'm assuming y'all all went to the party, right? Okay, yeah. What y'all do? Urban Air or something? What y'all?
No, we went to Andretti, the one that opened up here in Grand Prairie.
Okay, I ain't been there yet.
Yeah, we didn't go. Raiden and Runner were sleeping when the party started, so we waited till they woke up. So we got there and they were playing games. So they didn't do go, like I don't think Raiden could do go karts anyway, but we missed all that. Yeah. But we played some games. Raiden won some prizes.
Okay. Shout out.
So
again, happy birthday to Zidane. You feel me? Another year older, wiser. Now, to double back to what you said about you haven't done anything professionally, I think you take yourself for granted. Okay, like
I don't know.
You don't really. I know you don't.
Okay.
So let me start the story by saying I don't know what I want to say, but ultimately, I connected a producer with an artist recently because
okay. Yeah.
That's important, bro. I'm telling you, and I'm gonna tell you why.
No, I didn't mean something like that. Like that's like a thing, but I'm saying like as far as like this week goes, I wasn't like I was focusing on it was like kid stuff.
We catching up over the weeks, and again, I don't know if y'all niggas know out there, man. Dalton went to school for music in general. He went to learn how to work the boards as well as how to like read musical jargon and shit. So anytime I get a contract or anything from anybody that I'm working with, I'm sending it to Dalton off the rip. And usually what the labels and shit send is pretty standard, so he ain't got to get too deep in the weeds. He's like, oh yeah, 50%, blah, 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 whatever. So this actual artist has been on the podcast, which is Chaz, and the producer's been on the podcast, which is Celebrity. And this celebrity got a placement with Chaz, producer, artist, and he got paperwork sent, and this is his first time. So again, I just want niggas to know, bro, Dalton is the GOAT. Dog, bro, because like celebrities send me the PDF files and shit. Like,
Yeah.
like, should I do this? And I'm like, nigga, I don't know, but I know who does. Shit, you feel me? I sent it to Dalton. I sent Celebrity Dalton, which I think y'all might already had each other's numbers.
We
I
did,
might have
yeah,
sent
yeah.
it, but
We did, yeah.
I sent the paperwork to Dalton. I'm like, man, look at this shit for him, dog, and tell him. And he did, and everything worked out. Paperwork was signed. It was fire. Like, that means more to me than getting a placement myself, for real. Because we're able to use like all our bumps and bruises that we went through in the game, like trying to figure out like how to maneuver if this is what it is, and we able to stop somebody else from making a dumb mistake that I might have made without Dalton's knowledge, and keep everybody safe and integrity and building relationships and shit. So like I always want to shout you out for that, big dog.
Oh yeah.
On God, because
yeah, this one was a little interesting in general, because when he was sending me the stuff, like it was like one version, right? So they were like, I think I was like, hold on, that we might be getting a buyout, so it's gonna change. And I was like, a buyout? I was like, what the fuck? I was like, so the production companies is getting purchased like in the middle of this? Like, that's fucking weird. But the original was like very standard, like they basically gave him half with no fuss, no muss. Like I was like, oh, okay, bet. Yeah. Okay. That I was like, if you got any less than that, then you need to tell them to double back, because you got to get 50. And so he was like, okay, I'll send you the revised one when I get it. And so he sent me the thing, and it was like they had like a really weird like verbiage on one of them, like somehow Hitmaker made it on there.
Don't know.
And I was like, I really don't understand what this means. I was like, did you sample anything? He's like, no. And I was like, okay. I was like, do you know if the production company is like owned by him or something like that? And he was like, no. Okay. So I was like, you better ask him what that means, because like, why is Hitmaker getting money from you, like part of your money? So I was like, I don't understand.
He probably he probably did something with the beat, right?
The gentleman he was representing Chaz that he was working with a contract with, told him, basically, so like basically if it's like the backup stuff goes to him, basically, I think this is his production company, but the masters belong to Celebrity. So I was like,
okay.
I was like, that's all that matters. Like I was like, as long as he tells you like if that's what they're talking about, that's what it means. Because I was like, I just didn't know why he's on here.
Yeah, that was crazy. When I saw it, he sent it to me too.
Yeah.
And I was like, Hitmaker?
Yeah.
I was like,
how the fuck Young Bird get on here? What the fuck is this?
Yeah, I was like, is Chaz signed to him? Maybe that's why I was like, what? What's going on?
Or their production company was part of it. Because when he said buyout, I was like, okay. Like, okay. So I think that had part of to do with it, but I think it's one of those things like the back end stuff. Part of it is he's gonna get his coins. So
I called Miles and told him exactly what the verbiage said.
Yeah.
Because obviously Miles, Grammy nominated Miles, was like, or Grammy winning, not nominated. He's winning. He'll be nominated again, but he won. But I was like, bro, what this mean, dog? And he was like, at the end of the day, take the bag, bro. That's all he said. Take the bag.
Yeah.
So
and that's what I told Celebrity too. I was like, don't get too much in the weeds to it. I was like, we just need to know why he's on here. I was like, but you're getting 50% of the record. That's like clear in the contract. Like you're getting that. And as long as 50% of the master is your part, then that's all that matters. We just need to clarify why his name is on here as far as credit. Cause I was like, I don't want him to get credited on your work. And
just if he had a fucking hi-hat.
And then there was one thing he was stuck on initially, which I was like, that doesn't matter. It was when it says initial fee. Yeah. I was like, because some producers will charge you upfront, like, hey, I paid you $5,000 to make me a beat plus royalties. Right. I was like, since you didn't do that, they marked in there they didn't pay you to get this beat made. They have to write in there contractually that if they paid you or didn't, so that way you can't come back and be like, you owe me $5,000. Like they have to write in there the commission was $0 and you get 50% of the record. So I was like, don't worry about that part. That's standard. and it's like if they paid you $1, it would say $1. So like they have to put that in there.
Something. Yeah, he was very concerned about that. And I was like, yo, I think that's because exactly what you told me, I told him. So with all that being said, Celebrity got his first like official placement.
The record's done, so yeah.
All right, record's done, signed, sealed, delivered.
Contracts are signed.
KK on there, aka K Bond. Eddie Vance is on the record as well. So fire. I'm glad we helped, and we will continue to help anybody that needs it.
Yeah, for sure.
So from there, I get a call because a local artist by the name of Hanani was getting ready to release his record that I made in 2021. I made a beat, sent it to him 2021. The song was recorded, done. He just decided to put it out for Valentine's Day or whatever, that weekend, because it's it's a song about women. Makes sense. So he was like, yeah, man, we finna put the song out. West Side Boogie's on it. Yada yada cheese enchilada. I'm like, hell yeah, bro. I've been waiting for like 4 years. Like, I've been telling you to drop the record. I listened to it. I done sent it to everybody. Be like, bro, I got a record with Hanani and West Side Boogie, bro. This shit big. Like, to me at least, you know what I'm saying? Because I just make beats in my bedroom. And so from there, he dropped the record. People are posting it. I'm getting DMs. Like, people's like, I added it to my playlist. I was like, yo, this feels pretty cool. You know what I mean? Like, it's been a while since that's happened to me. And so from there, I get a call at work. It's Hanani. He's like, hey, bro, they want to do a little interview with me at 97.9 The Beat. For those who don't know, that's one of our local radio stations here in the DF Dub. And I was like, hell yeah. Like, what you need from me? Like, and he was like, oh, I just, like, you want to come? Like, blah, blah, blah. I said, I could move some things around at work because I usually work on Sundays, but I can move some things around. So I end up moving them around, come home, get dressed. And obviously he picks me up because I don't drive, but I'm in the back seat, right? And I'm like, who is this in the front seat, bro? Because I'm automatically hopping to the back seat. Vance brought his mother with him, right? And it's been a while since me and Vance like worked in person together. Like, we just been sending text files, shit like that. Yeah. But I really forgot that his mother, like, is his whole street team. For real.
She's involved. Yeah.
She's in the streets, bruh. Yeah. She's going to like mom and pop shops. She's going to like all these little local businesses and like posting Vance's flyers, his QR codes, his stickers. So the whole reason why he ended up at 97.9 for the first and second time, because this was his second time going, was because DJ Duffy, who also works at 97.9, ran into his mom while she was promoting, and she was like, yo, this is real as fuck. I'm gonna go back and tell my people at the station about you and your son. And she did. So he went 1 year. I think it was for Perfect Love, or I believe it was that record he went to go promote. But he didn't take, I don't think he took his mom that time, but this time he took his mom. So I automatically, once I saw her and then it clicked for me, I was like, oh yeah, I'm just bodyguard tonight. You feel me? All black. Nigga better not try it. I'm wild as fuck. I'll tackle a nigga. We get to the radio station. It's cozy, it's nice. I see the 97.9 signs, the boards, everything. He answering calls live. I'm like, yo, this shit crazy. I kind of do this too, bruh. Like, podcasting a little bit, right? Like, kinda. So I'm like, I already know what he doing.
Yeah, we can take live call-ins if we want.
Yeah. But we had to interview with Space Boy Fresh. He's another local, like, celebrity. He was doing music. I don't know if he still does, but he's doing the radio thing now. And he was very cool, bro. Like, I remember back in the day, the first video, like, music video I saw of him, him and like two other dudes had did a freestyle to Aston Martin music. And I told him about that. And he was like, bro, we can't even find that video. Like, that's crazy, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, bro, respect. Like, I ain't go, you heard?
Yeah.
obviously told him about the podcast, told him how we give it up. But really, it was Vance and Hanani and his mom doing the interview, which was dope to see. They were playing the beat that I made throughout the interview, which is also dope. They played the record, and then it was like, is it hot or not? Didn't catch that portion. Nobody wants to catch that portion. You feel me? We was in the car heading home, but that was a very dope experience for my Valentine's Day, because I didn't have a Valentine's this year. Maybe next year. But how was your Valentine's Day, though, dog?
I was good. We celebrated the day before Thanksgiving. I mean, not Thanksgiving. We celebrated the day before Valentine's Day on the 13th. So, which I think we talked about because we saw the Captain America movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I took off that day of work, and then we went to go see that like early as fuck, and then basically kind of had like a free day type of thing. But yeah, that's what we did. And What?
I just gotta go to the bathroom. I wasn't trying to interrupt.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'll just zoom in on you. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, we just went to go see Captain America, and then on Valentine's Day proper, I mean, just a normal Friday at that point because it was just a Friday. I don't think we tried to do anything else at all. But yeah, other than that, for Valentine's Day, I don't think anything else spectacular happened until Chris went to his grandma's birthday. And like I said, we just started right in school. We started that following Monday, President's Day, was when Raiden started his new school. So yeah, that's kind of what we've been on. It's just, like I said earlier, just that. Yeah, and yeah, Chris talked about the radio show. Yeah, really next is just Chris. When Chris comes back, he's got to talk about his grandmother's birthday. That's like the only thing really that we kind of got to get into the weeds on, because that's like always a big event for him and his family. So yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I was saying like, no, there he goes. Headphones are in. Yeah, so I was just saying like, really the main thing now is just for you to talk about your grandma's birthday. That's like the biggest thing that happened after all that. So
oh yeah, so like I said at the top of the pod, man, from Thanksgiving up until really the end of March, because two of my brother's birthdays are in March, my mother's birthday is in March. Like, I'll be on go. I got a lot of shit to get done between Thanksgiving and March, big family and shit. But towards the end of February, I always travel down to Jackson, Mississippi for my grandmother's birthday. We always have a time, you feel me? Which I'm just getting back from this week. We got back Sunday night. Left Thursday, which is why there was no pod last week. So we're making up for it this week.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's always just, you know, one thing that I'm discovering about anything at this point in time is like, you gotta be in the moment. Because if you think about tomorrow will come. You feel me? Like, being in the moment is just so important, bro. Like, I can't really even stress that enough. Like, which I'm sure you have to be in the moment regardless of like tomorrow or not. Like, raising children and being a husband and stuff, like, today matters more than tomorrow.
Yeah, I got to get through today, man.
Yeah, type shit. Like, yeah, we hope to see tomorrow, but we dealing with today. And so, like, I went down
tomorrow,
there.
You never know. So drive slow, homie.
Drive slow, my brother. Kanye said a long time ago.
Yeah, we ain't never getting that motherfucker back, though.
Yeah, well. But yeah, that time I get to spend with my family, everybody's always on go because we're like trying to get to the day. But what ended up happening this year in particular was me and my cousins, who all are around the same age. We had Cookie on the podcast back in the Gap. So y'all go check that episode out. She told a very wild story.
Yes.
I can't believe she told. But yeah, we all just been communicating every day. And that's good for me. Like, that keeps me like,
yeah, it's great, man.
Sane, yeah, or whatever. But as far as grandma go, my mom, she was the shining star. My mom this year. I think last year was probably, I don't know. Last year the weather was better, so everybody was kind of involved a little bit more. The year before last, I say me and Alex were the shining stars because of the gift that we got. We made my grandmother the family tree with like everybody on there. Left like 2 cousins off, okay, but it was her mama on there. That's all that mattered. You feel me? But anyways, my mom decided to play bingo this year. So like the day that we had my grandmother's birthday, which was her party and her birthday was the same day, is what I'm getting at. It don't always work out like that.
Right.
But it was the 22nd, which was a Saturday. So my grandmother's living room was jam-packed. Everybody sitting on the couches, chairs, the floor. Majority of the floor. There was a lot of people sitting on the floor, dog. Like I was outside, like right outside the door. Because if you leave out my grandma's living room, she got a little stone door right there. You can just walk out. I was frying egg rolls. You feel me? Nigga egg rolls though, not Asian. It was nigga
soul
egg
rolls, right?
Yeah, soul rolls.
Yeah.
But everybody was sitting on the floor playing bingo, bro. So like I would crack the door open and be like, yo, I need tongs, or yo, I need this. But just seeing like everybody and packed, bruh. Grandma don't turn on the heater, bruh. You feel me? The stove is on, not the heater. And it was cold, but they did it. My mom brought bingo. Everybody got snacks and shit like for prizes. It was like beautiful to see. We also celebrated my cousin Drew's birthday, whose birthday was Monday. And she wanted to do like a silk pajama party. So that's what the fuck we did. I bought everybody Wingstop. My cousin Cookie made Rasta pasta, which was a hit. Had some red velvet cake. It was a good time. I enjoyed myself. But we looking forward to the next trip, which will be in June. We trying to plan a New Orleans trip, which Dalton is going to help with. So if anything go wrong, I can blame it on Dalton, not just on me. And
all you gonna hear is about how dope the spot I pick is. That's all you gonna hear.
Yeah, that
then
type
how good
shit.
The food was. That's 2 things you gonna hear.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to New Orleans before. You've been out there, right?
Yeah.
The food wasn't really all that to me in New Orleans. I'm sorry, I know that's like their thing, but
I mean, you must. I don't know where you went to eat, but that food is phenomenal.
It was spots that was on
the right spot.
It was spots on the street everybody go to when they down there.
Oh, that's why you went to the tourist street, Bourbon.
Oh yeah.
Okay. That's why. You gotta like explore, man. Go to French Quarter, man. Get some actual food, man.
Maybe
that's like going to New York and like I ate at Sbarro pizza. Like no. Not G.
We did go somewhere that wasn't in that area, but the place we went to that was in that area was supposed to be like one of them spots.
That's just automatic. Great story about that.
Yeah, I see it. But speaking of Valentine's Day, I don't know if you saw this story that went like super viral during that weekend. It's very layered, but at its core, the way that it started was a guy and his girl and her guy went to a restaurant in New York. They live in New York. Now, apparently this restaurant, you got to have reservations and you got to book them shits like 3 weeks in advance type shit. Shit you hear about in the movies. And he got a reservation for both them on Valentine's Day now at the restaurant. So, you know, he taking pictures of his girl, he took pictures of himself, and he took pictures of like a letter that the waitress started handing out amongst the patrons of the restaurant. And the letter says something to the effect of Happy Valentine's Day, much love from the boy. 6666666, right?
Okay.
So Drake ended up paying for everyone that was at the restaurant at this particular time.
Man.
He ended up paying for everything.
I would have been lit.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's the
Look,
case.
that's fire.
So
And that's
the
one of those
case.
restaurants you gotta spend like,
Yeah.
I think that dude's bill was like 15 or some
Yeah.
shit.
If you
Too.
tell me that, we going crazy.
Yeah. But obviously it was after when they
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think he, going into it. So homie had the bread, obviously. He taking his lady out.
Yeah. If you go into that spot, right?
So 2 stories had spawned out of this
One moment.
seemingly lovely moment.
Okay.
I don't know which one we should lean towards first because they're both.
It's a lot of layers.
Okay, I'll just go with the date first.
Okay.
So, mind you, I said beautiful black couple, both of them beautiful black people. The man be putting that shit on. I must admit, it's like all designer, but which really ain't my bag. But he was, he fly, she fly, is the end of the conversation. But she decided to wear a brand called Lululemon. Okay, I don't know if the women out there, I'm pretty sure all the women know what Lululemon is. I had to go with Ridge and Dev to Lululemon because Ridge had to buy Dev some Lululemon, and we had to go far to get it. Like, it's not, you can't pull up nowhere in Arlington to go get no Lululemon is what I'm saying. You got to travel, which travel is what the fuck we did. And then they tried to offer me a racetrack hot dog because I told them I was hungry. I said, look, y'all just bought this Lululemon. Y'all finna take me to Chick-fil-A or something. Okay? I ain't finna eat
any higher class than a racetrack hot dog.
Yeah, come on, man.
Try to get you a glizzy.
Anyway, so a woman quote tweeted the picture. It was like Lululemon at this restaurant. I think it's called Tati's. I don't know what the fuck it's called. But she was like, oh, you're not Lululemon at this restaurant. Like, that's so whatever. Like, she frowned upon it, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Because of how like upper echelon the
like fancy it is, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. So the dude was like, we was at a hotel. I told her to come as she is because we eat here all the time type shit. And
so he's the fitness girl. Yeah.
Yeah, he started dropping fire on it. Like, they in like shit that's straight off the runway. They are wearing that already. So I don't know what either one of them do, but like apparently they got some pull.
They got something. Yeah.
Yeah, they got some bread, some pull, whatever. And people, they start shutting up, and he started for a few days. He was just like, here y'all go, just in case y'all need a reminder. This ain't no one time. This ain't no one season event. You feel me? Like, we do this shit. So I was like, yeah, black man, that's how you do it. If that's what you want, that's how you do it. Fair.
Yeah.
So before I go to the other story, you and your wife went to the movies. I know y'all kind of treat Valentine's Day. Y'all both take off, right? Is that like the usual?
Shelby worked a half day that day.
Okay. And
I was off, yeah.
Okay. So usually y'all do like a little dinner, or y'all might go to the movies. Nothing where you would have to put on the best shit you got in your closet, right?
Yeah, or like it's all like during the day. That way we don't have, because we'll have to worry about where the kids are going. So
bingo. So the whole dressing up etiquette about you going somewhere, that don't really be on your mind. I know that's not something you ever really cared about.
No.
I personally kinda do a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's only I'm not expecting like shorty to pull up in like a full Louis Vuitton done up. But like one time, dog, and speaking of, I came to your house after this night that's in question.
Okay.
I had just the woman I was with, not like talk like, not just on the, like, I was with this woman, my girlfriend officially. I flipped the whole wardrobe, nigga. I was like, yo, I know you don't care, but I care, so let me get you right. And I ain't saying it was the most extravagant shit, but I got her the right pieces. Okay. So I told her we was all meeting up at a Texas Roadhouse. The whole, like, minus you and Shelby, obviously, because y'all had just had Raiden at this point. Y'all was in the new house. Y'all just had Raiden. So, you know, me, Ridge, and Ryan, we coming. You feel me? Like, we finna put that shit on. And I just expected the lady I was with to do the same. I just bought you a new wardrobe. She did not. I was so upset, dog. I was like, what are you doing? Like, we supposed to do a matching, like, leather pants. This, like, it was supposed to be a tandem. Okay. Didn't do it, whatever. But I mean, that was that one time. I don't really care, honestly. But that particular day, I was like, you ain't got no excuse to wear, like, the mom jeans and a sweater right now. I'll put you on. So
put you on.
Yeah, me and Dawn don't really care, ultimately. Okay? We don't really care. As long as you wash your face before you leave the house, we good. Brush your teeth. The other side of this whole story about Drake paying for everyone's dinner at this restaurant, that's where shit get tricky. Okay, that's the deeper, darker criminal link. The owner of the restaurant, black man, I'm assuming, is dating Joe Budden's baby mama. Okay. Now, if you've been keeping up with, if you are a fan of Joe Budden or you just see his clips online or whatever, you know Joe Budden has had on again, off again relationship with Drake since Views. That's how I even knew Joe Budden had a podcast, because of that rant he went on about Views. Whole time he was on the Adderall, so I feel him on that rant. I'm like, nigga, you are I and I am him. But of course, it came up that Drake did that at Joe Budden baby mama's nigga's restaurant, which also became a topic. Like, how far does your petty go when you don't like somebody? Now, this is tricky for me, because Drake would have to have some type of knowledge, or he would have to know something or feel something, an inkling of something, for him to feel like this would bug Joe, right?
Yeah.
Even though he's with a whole nother woman, his baby mother's with a whole nother guy, but like, in a sense, Drake is like bigging that restaurant up. He paid everybody's bill. He knows it's gonna make like worldwide news, headlines, all that shit. But it's also like, you Joe baby mama, and I don't, or through you. You feel me? Which Drake has been known to do. He always attaches himself to the woman. So how do you feel about that portion? Like, I know you're not that petty. I don't think you would do anything like that. No. I mean, but as far as like,
I mean, it's par for the course, brother. I mean, like you said, he always does go like with the woman route, whatever the like whatever surrounding the woman is where he's gonna strike with his little antics or tactics, right? Like, I mean, the bright side is that due to this pettiness, a lot of people got free food and not cheap food too, so they probably had a good night knowing that. You know what I'm saying? That's the bright side of all this. Very altruistic of Drake to do that. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. But
I mean, their beef has always been so like, I don't even know, like, it's their like disagreements, I'm gonna call it, have always been so weird to me. Like, since because Joe Budden will be like, he'll be like, oh, this album's fantastic, like amazing, right? And then like, then sometimes he'll be like, oh, this song is ass or whatever, right? So he's just like, cause he's a fan, Like I'm gonna say he is a fan. Like he's talked well about his music before. Like it's
he
not
was
like
there
he's
from like day one.
yeah, he definitely has like praised his music and has like spoken about it. But on the same token, he also just doesn't like openly every time be like, oh, this is the greatest shit ever. He like, bro, this wasn't what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? He's like a I mean, say what you will about Joe Budden, but like I mean, he was a rapper, right? Like so, and he can look at things through that lens sometimes. I mean, he does have his own biases. He has like a lot of stuff that bothers me about him as well. But like at least when it comes to things like that, like he is pretty like open to be like, yeah, this is good, this was not good. Like he doesn't always just be like, this is the greatest shit ever. This is the greatest shit ever. This is great. He's not academicsing the fucking situation. Yeah. He's just like, nah, this is not your best effort, bro. Try again or whatever. And I know there's more to it than that, but like it's just like I don't really know, or if you know the initial start to all this, but I think it is pretty lame to just always go for like the girlfriend angle, or like, oh, I'm gonna show you that I have access to your ex-girlfriend. Like, bro, I have been past that, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm like 2 women past that pretty much. Like I've already like shit. I mean, so I don't know.
To go back to where it started, at least from my knowledge,
it was Views time. Did you say
Views? But somewhere right before Views or during Views or after Views, which could be any fucking time, Drake had fucked with one of Joe's exes, known exes, like Love and Hip Hop exes. Exactly.
Okay.
But I don't know if it started there. I just know that happened.
See, generally, this is the thing, as we just discussed. It always usually starts around a woman most of the time.
So when Joe ended up doing that Views review, that everybody found out he had a podcast. Even thinking about what he's
called, I'll name this podcast later, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Even around that, I mean, when what he was saying at that time, I was like, yeah. Even now, like me and Miles have spoke, like Drake's last best effort was Views. And he's dropped a few projects since then. But like album that felt like an album and concise and
right. Yeah. That does make sense. Yes.
Views was like his last effort. So, but Joe was shitting on Views. Like, I think he was just a little too early. Like, he might have felt that way about Views, but he might have came around to it later because of the output that we got afterwards. He'd be like, hey, actually, because that's how I was. Like, at first I was like, Views is okay. Not really for me. But once I came back around to it, I was like, yeah. Compared to what he's put out.
Views has a lot of shit on it. It's like I know I'm a big guy against like really long albums. Like I hate really long albums for like no reason. Like no, don't get me wrong, there is filler on that album, like for sure. But there is a good solid run before it gets like that. Like usually if you want a long album like that, usually you want like, oh, if I get 11 songs in a row without skipping, that's a good output, right? Like then and it's kind of what it is, because like he starts off really strong, has some filler in the middle, and then ends really strong on that album. And it's a good blend of rap and R&B in that one. It's not like a total leaning of the sides. And it had control on it, bro. I don't really know what else to tell you. So, I mean, I still bump some of them tracks today. Like,
same, brother.
But
you with me?
That really is hard. Like the last one I kind of was like really, I was like excited about, I guess, because of what I heard about it. And then like after that, it's kind of just been like you said, kind of like boom. But as always, there's always bang. He has shit on every album. Like let's just get a spade to spade.
With the Joe thing, I just think he probably saw it coming with that album. But he shitted on that album, which is a good album, solid. I really give him, that's his last best project. But yeah, he was just a little ahead of the curve. So from then, it's always been pew 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 pew.
Yeah.
I think that because I'm a fan of Joe Budden. I kind of stopped being a fan. Like I stopped tuning in as much when he let go of Rory and Mal.
Yeah.
I became more of a Rory and Mal fan, wanting them to win. But like I will catch his clips over controversial topics. Like I will catch it and I'll be like, okay, yeah. And I join some of their spaces on Twitter when they talk about certain things and shit like that. But ultimately, I don't know how bothered Joe is today, the same way he was back then. But again, Drake and Joe, I think it's just some light skinned beef at the end of the day. And for not for nothing, bro. When you first put me on to Little Brother, you were like, "This is Fonte. This is where Drake got his shit from." And I heard it. I was like, "Oh shit, that's crazy!" Like that's the first time I heard a big artist take it from another artist in real time.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, wait, this is okay?
Yeah.
It's okay to be influenced, but like you like really took that nigga shit. But the more I go back and listen to Drake's old shit, there's a lot of Joe in there, man. There's a lot of Joe. And it's kind of led me to believe that's Joe's like biggest gripe with him. Like, if you go take my style and run with it, cool. But do it justice, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay with passing you the torch. I'm okay with you bigging up Jay-Z and not me. You know what I mean? But like, if you go do it, like, do it. And he did, bro.
That bugs me too, because that's really what bugs me about the Fonte shit too, because like when he did comeback season, like the mixtape, he openly spoke about Fonte multiple times about like, he's like my biggest influence, like I think he's the best or whatever. And after he became who he became, that shit is like disappeared, bro. Like he never even went back to it to even bring, because he was talking about Fonte, Mos Def, Black Thought and shit, and like how that's like where he wanted to be. And then now that he's surpassed all that, he never went back to be like, let me get on a record with Fonte or a record or like even another mention. Like it hasn't been mentioned since he reached superstardom. And I was like, that's pretty lame, because like I was like, you literally took they shit and like melded it into like one thing. And I think that's what a lot of like the kind of like the old heads have like an issue with, is that exact thing.
Not paying homage back to the
and not saying like you have to be like, yeah, here's a hand me out or nothing, but I'm saying like at least a mention, like, hey, once again, thank you, Fonte, like this is my Fonte record or whatever, like, you know, because like without, but you know, and then Fonte said like, yeah, he's never reached out. Like I'm like, that's a bummer, bro, like, because like who knows what that could have sounded like, right? Because like that could be like a good record without even like knowing it. But yeah, I don't know. It's always I don't know. It's always something with these guys.
Honestly, I feel like since the beef has died down, and you know, Drake and Party just released their album, also Valentine's weekend. Some sexy songs for you. With all the speculation that's been going on, like how is Drake dropping music? He's suing Universal. Oh, he's dropping it on Sony, which is a whole nother situation because OVO Sound is signed to Sony. I was just like, bro, I don't give a fuck about the politics. What they finna do? Because I first heard P2 while we were on tour.
Yeah, I remember that.
Many moons ago, when P2 dropped that summer, like I was like,
yeah, you couldn't
oblivious.
You couldn't get Chris to shut up about it.
Yo, like that was the greatest piece of work I ever heard.
He could not shut up about it. Like every fucking minute we talked about
Like
that fucking
I was
shit.
trying to make beats like that album, like sample. I was like, bro, how did they think to do any of this shit, bruh? And then, you know, Drake and Party's first record together was Recognize, right? Fucking banger. All right. Second record, Come and See Me. Banger. Then you find out, you know, Party's writing for Drake. He gave Rihanna work. And I'm like, Drake on that. That's cool. I'm like, hell yeah, this shit fine. So, of course, you would want to see what those two would come up with sonically. For me, sonically. I don't really care about the lyrics until I get past the sonics. I'm a producer.
Mm-hmm.
So going into this album,
gotta pass the vibe check first, right?
Gotta pass the vibe check. So going into the album, I was highly enthused, even after the beef. Unbeknownst, because I was Team Kendrick through the whole joint. I was like, this shit finna get surgical, Jay. Like, I do that day one. But
I will say you were like a reluctant Kendrick teammate at first, and then
wait, what you talking about?
You were like, you were like, yeah, I don't know if you should have messed with Kendrick, but once you heard Euphoria, you were like really on board after that.
Oh yeah. Euphoria, like solid. I thought that won it. I didn't think there was no more, but what everybody said about that beef, just right quick, we didn't know how Kendrick would fare with the internet because he's never been an internet nigga. Drake, he would take memes of Meek Mill, put them on stage, like he internet to death. He gonna internet you to death. So I was just like, he gonna win public perception, even though he probably finna put this nigga in a bag. But once I saw public perception sway,
I
was like, oh yeah, okay, safe bet. But some sexy songs for you. I was like, okay, they doing some things here and there. I wasn't, not till it got to Spider-Man, Superman, that's when I woke up. That's when I was like, oh, okay. Maybe this where the album finna switch. Cause like up until that record, I really, honest to God, I was not feeling nothing.
Really? Okay.
Nothing. Not up until, hold on, let me pull up the album.
Yeah.
So I'm not mistaken.
Which
mind you,
you went through
Singing
5 songs and were like,
Tower,
nah.
Mothballs, Something About You, Crying in Chanel. Yeah, I didn't feel nothing until I got to Spider-Man, Superman.
Really? Okay.
The beat took me away. So I was like, all right, bet. So I kept going all the way up to Nokia. Once I got up to Nokia, I have not played that album since. Like, I have not gone back.
Look.
And that Meet Your Madre?
Oh, it's fucking terrible. That song is
Meet Your Padre? Sorry.
It's fucking bad. That song is fucking terrible. And I'm look, if he just did the Spanish shit for like maybe a minute, I would have been fine, but he doubled down and did it the whole time. And that song is terrible. That is like definitely the worst song on here. Definitely.
I agree. I asked my Hispanic compadres
if they liked it.
No, yeah. And they were like, absolutely not. They were like, it's cringe. And I asked women. I didn't ask no niggas.
Well, this album's for the women, right? Yeah.
Well, they say it's for the men that get women. That's who they said that.
That's a weird thing to say, but okay.
Well, that works in both favors for me. So I didn't really give a fuck who they said it was for. I was gonna listen. I couldn't get past the record though. So it seems like the only song niggas is talking about that is the one off of a 21 song album is Nokia.
And I hate that song.
And I hear it and I'm like,
I don't like that song at all.
I'm like, okay, I see he's trying to do like an 80s throwback. And yeah, no, it's just not a great attempt.
Me and Shelby were driving in the car when I was finishing listening to this album. Right? That song came on. We both looked at each other and like, and I was like, she was like, can you skip? I was like, let's turn this shit off. And
immediately.
Because that, like, because we sat through that Meet the Padre song, and I was like, this shit is ass.
Because I too thought it was going to get better, so I sat through it.
Yeah, and then nope, never got better. So then Nokia came on, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I don't like anything about this, so I had to skip it. Now, I didn't have the same experience as you. I was kind of like, when I had first texted you, like I was enjoying the vibes at first.
Make it full screen, brother.
Uh-oh.
That's the sign. Universal.
Okay. But yeah, kind of like opposite of Chris at the beginning. I was vibing with the beginning of the album. CN Tower, Mothballs is okay, Something About You, Crying at Chanel. Spider-Man Superman is probably my favorite one on there. I've seen a lot of people talk about that one as well. But I think after that, it starts just kind of going downhill, like, or it just kind of get boring. I mean, this album has 21 songs on it. And now I'm looking at this track list. I don't remember a lot of these songs. They're just kind of there. And Die Trying is okay, but it's kind of weird that they only gave Yebba like 12 seconds or whatever. Celibacy is just absolute ridiculousness. It's so ridiculous you kind of got to listen to it, but that song is ridiculous. And the rest are kind of just there. I don't really know. Hey, some people were talking about like album of the year already, like with this. I was like, there's no way this like clearly targeted sexy album is gotta be album of the year. Like there's just no way. Like I don't care what the Drake stands are talking about, and I honestly haven't heard many people talk about this album that anymore. Like it's kind of already Chris is back. All right, but I was saying that when you were gone, I was saying that like after like my initial like first couple songs that I was enjoying, it kind of got bored. Like it kind of just got stale. And like after 21, like it's 21 songs, and a lot of these are like not memorable at all.
No.
And then I was just like, Celibacy is like the ridiculous song you kind of have to listen to because it's so ridiculous. And then I like Die Trying, but like they only gave Yebba like 12 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just kind of like my favorite song is probably Spider-Man Superman though. But I was saying like when this initially came out, like you had all the Drake stands saying like this is the best album of the year, like nobody can top this, blah blah blah. But honestly, after like a week out and more, I haven't really heard anybody talk about this shit anymore. Like it's kind of already lost its like flash in the pan. Now it did it beat Kendrick's like thing immediately, right? Like the one he just did, but cool, bro. But like the staying power is not there. It had like the because everybody wanted to hear what was happening, if there was any responses. And yeah, there was Give Me a Hug was the one, right?
Give Me a Hug, yeah.
And there's some bars on there. I don't know if it was like really like a
fucking rap beef.
It wasn't.
I'm trying to get the party lit.
Which that's like the whole point, right? Like he like keep making me dance, like it won't be no threat, right? So like, and people kept quoting that line. I was like, that's not the best line to quote if we want to talk about like the results of all this. Like, cause he's basically saying, I'm done with this shit. I'm about to, and look, that's perfectly fine, right? Like we know your music gets the bitches going, right? And that's why a lot of dudes like you, cause they can bump you in the car and bitches love it, right? So it's like a hand-in-hand thing. But when we were talking about, that's why I was like, we can't use this album in the rap beef. Like,
no.
Like if this is like your response, like this is not his response album. This is like going back to like, I'm making a song for the bitches again type of thing, right? So two things I learned during this beef. Yeah.
Is Drake, I think Kendrick's whole point was like treat rap as an art and not a fad. And I think Drake responded to that.
As a skin you wear, right? Like,
right. And Drake responded to that by saying, paraphrasing, I'm not really a rapper, dog. I just make good music. and we're okay with that. But like, you can't throw your hat in this rapper, not rap, because anybody can rap. Hip hop, you're not a part of this culture. Like, you took from it, became what you became, but this, you don't live, breathe, shit, cry, bleed, live, die by this. Like, you're a spectator ultimately. And the second thing I learned was, as unbothered as Drake fans want him to seem, and I'm talking about super fans because I'm a fan of Drake, but I'm talking about the nigga defending him every single day online. That boy's bothered. And it's okay. It's only natural. I would be bothered if 3 people called me a pedophile. So imagine your peers, the world, kids, the Grammys, grandmas, white people. Like, the Grammys, I would be bothered, dog.
Yeah.
You could try to play it off, but like, if you have a conscience and a soul and feelings, which Drake is all feelings, like, he's bothered by that. If he bothered by the bitch that did him wrong in 2006, he's definitely bothered by that. And it worked. Yeah. Like, yeah, come on, dog. Like, I need y'all to be in reality with me. If you're a fan, know who you're a fan of. You can't defend this man nail and tooth.
This man came out of his concert with a bullet hole hoodie with smoke coming out.
He's upset.
Okay. Yeah, he got to be upset. I mean, he's going to court, bro. That's the ultimate upset.
Yeah.
He said, I heard enough. We're going to court.
The other thing that I learned from this beef, if you are a Drake fan as a man, like, he's your top number 1 guy, your whole identity is coming from this nigga. And that's not good. Like,
Khalil,
I'm not saying Khalil. I'm just saying, like, because I don't think Drake's his top number 1 guy. I really don't.
Look, I only know 2 people personally that have been like nonstop.
Like that dude, like the dude that went viral for going to Target and playing too much in the background. You know, he would go shopping, and the camera was on him while he was picking up little shit, and then he'll go back home.
Then he ended up on an ESPN commercial. Yeah,
niggas like him.
Yeah,
that's the niggas you don't want to be around. Like, I'm just telling you that right now. Those are niggas that are lost. They've gotten their whole play-by-play. And look, I'm 33. You 34?
Yeah.
There was a point in time where Drake music talked directly to our soul because of where we were at in life and how old we were and all that shit.
I don't know.
Well, okay. Maybe not directly to yours, but like, there was some.
No, don't get me wrong. I've been a fan, but I never was like, he never like hit me in like a spot where I was like, wow, that was profound. Like, or like, oh, I needed this.
Okay.
Because because to preface, I've never been in that, like, that world. And did you know that? Mm-hmm. I've never been like a heavy party guy. If I go to a party, I will dance, I will have fun. Like, that's understood, but I've never been like a overtly like, let's go get fucked up, let's go party, let's get bitches. I've never been that guy. So
never been that guy.
That part of it has never been like that integral to me or anything like that, or I've never had any kind of like the relationship issues that he's had or talked about. So, because I'm not sitting out here cheating on women and having to choose between 3 of them or whatever. I'm not doing that, right? So that's what I preface. I'm not saying like that's not the case for people. I'm just saying for me, that's why I've always vibed with it. Like, I vibe with him stuff. I've definitely listened to all his music, but I've never been like, this is like a 1-to-1. He speaks to me like as a person. Like, he doesn't at all. But that's just because of I don't do the things that he does or even did. So,
but again, to go back to, like I said, if Drake's your number 1 guy, yikes. Now to the counterpart. Now here's where I'm finna get very disrespectful.
Okay.
And it hurts my heart.
Oh no. Okay.
Party was doing something artistically, creatively. I was going to say creatively.
Get that. Yeah.
Creatively, sonically, penmanship. That again, I never see. Like, Party to me is what the Dream is to people before Party. Like, I was there for the Dream, but he didn't really get me to that thing.
Right.
There's people that live, die, kill about Dream. You hear me? And he got some joints. Like,
now his songwriting ability, top notch. Yeah.
The Dream, writing songs, producing, all that. Like, he definitely had records. Never taking that away. He got some shit that, again, my young mind listening to the Dream, I was like,
yeah, I'm not a big Dream guy either, except for one album. He has one album that was like,
which one?
Spectacular. Hold on, I gotta show I'll pull it up because I never remember the name of it. I just remember the cover.
But Party for me is what the Dream was. The Dream is for people my age, but like, I don't know. So like when he did P2, that's when I realized like, oh, yeah, he's doing
Love King.
Oh, that's the what year is that?
2010.
Oh, rocking that shit, right?
Yeah, like Makeup Bag, Turned Out, Panties on the Side.
Well, look at you, dog, little freaky boy, little freaky boy.
But no, that one as like production wise, it flows so good. Like that album, I was like, yo, this shit hard. And he had that mixtape 1977 that was hard too.
I do remember that.
And Pharrell gave him the best verse I've ever heard Pharrell give anybody before. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
I gotta check that out. But again, revisit that. But yeah, Party was just doing something R&B wise that was reminiscent of the genuine Aaliyah, Timbaland era for me. Obviously modern, would chop Drew Hill samples and do all this shit. So like to me, I feel like a lot of these artists got complacent and were able to phone it in. Meaning like, it sounds like Party, I'm Party, it sounds like me, that's good enough, but I'm not elevating in any way.
Yeah. I definitely felt Drake's presence more than him on this album, for sure.
Yeah, which is crazy because
this should be his bag, right?
Right, like he should be, like P2 is a perfect album. There is no skips. I can honestly say that with my credibility intact, nigga. Like P2 is perfect. So I'm like, okay, P3 wasn't received well because of how good P2 did.
Right.
But P3 was right. P3 was still okay. Took some time off. Gave us his latest release, which there's some joints on that album I really fuck with. But I
that
really
cover
don't.
Always gets me. Every time that pops up on my playlist, like that cover always gets me in trouble.
People, girl in the butt. I really don't know where but again, maybe, you know, if you're trying to make music for your audience, you might end up failing versus making what you want to make. Because I feel like P2, he made exactly what he wanted to make. And I don't think he's done that since. So, because he became bigger than that, you know what I mean? So like, I don't know, but I just feel like Party, he let me down on that album. I was definitely expecting him to give me something that I could use for myself, like I've done many times before, but he did not deliver that. So as a fan, I am disappointed, but I'm glad the album didn't flop. I'm glad that people came to their senses and realized they can listen to whatever the fuck they want. They don't like allegiance to any artist. But that's my take on the album, bro. Meet your Padre, whoever signed off on that.
Terrible.
Signed off.
God awful.
No Key is not a hit. No Key is not a hit.
I don't like that song.
I get y'all wanted to compete with Squabble Up and all that other shit, but it's just not it.
That's not what this was trying to do, though. I'm honestly like, this was not what that was trying to do.
What you think it was trying to do?
I'm saying this album. I don't think this album is like responses to like.
Oh no. But no, Kia definitely was a Squabble Up
attempt. Okay. I don't know.
Just that 80s dance.
Yeah, I get the dance portion, but like, yeah, I don't know. This shit was just, it's like nails on a chalkboard to me. I did not like that shit.
But speaking of Squabble Up,
yeah,
Kendrick, my vote for the greatest white boy ended up doing.
Okay.
Not only did he do a Super Bowl interview with Kendrick and rapped one of the hearts with him, which we spoke about last week. This man just won a motherfucking what was the
SAG
one? He won a SAG award for his portrayal of Bob Dylan, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my vote, my man, my dog, you heard, got up on stage and spoke so profoundly. Younger than me, but got that same type of dog in him. You heard? Like, that's why I fuck with him. Like, I can look at a nigga and feel like we kindred spirits for real. He got up there and was like, I'm paraphrasing, but he got up there and was like, I know I'm supposed to be humble when I come up here and accept this award, but in all honesty, I want to be one of the greats.
Yeah. Because
Michael,
for context, actors don't generally do that.
Right. They are.
Musicians do.
Yeah.
Athletes do, but actors generally don't say like I'm the greatest actor. Like that's just like a frowned upon thing. So him to say that in a room full of like
established,
like the best actors, that's like that's dope to me. Cause like I'm like he's young and he's like, I mean, yes, he's been acting since he was like a younger child, but it's cool to see like when now that he's like, oh, I've done some shit now, and I kind of see where I'm headed, and like I'm trying to be one of y'all, right? Like, and I'm gonna openly say I'm out here doing it. Which I mean, as a creative, I think that's like I would have been like, oh man, respect. Like I would have been out there like, hell yeah, bro. Like, because it's always acting is such a pretentious field generally. Like they're like there's so much etiquette. I mean, and it's like it's so prim and proper sometimes. Like you don't hear people talk about like their shit like that, and like or they act like you're supposed to have seen every French film and shit like that. Like some people don't do that, bro. Like a great example is when John David Washington went to the Criterion Locker. I don't know if you've ever seen those videos where they go to the Criterion Locker and like they pick movies out. And like the dude he went with was like, this movie is such a visually, and he's like, I got the Jackie Chan box set.
Yeah.
Because not everybody's into like the weeds on this shit sometimes.
Right.
So it's cool to hear him say that though. I was like, this whole speech was it was dope.
I love to hear that. I want to hear that. I need to hear that. I wish more people did that because I know people feel that way. We don't do the things that we do that could keep us away for 5 years. Like he said, this took 5 years of his life to get this movie done. 5 years. Like,
yeah, and obviously he's done other projects in the meantime, but
right,
for him to be like, oh, this because people don't realize how long these shits take, bro. Like, when you get the initial audition casting, and then like you wait for the production company to get started, all the stuff to get planned out. Like, you don't realize how long these boxes.
COVID happened, and the Actors Guild shit, like everything shut down in strike, Hollywood. Yeah, the writer's strike. So like, yeah, he's supposed to go up there and say, I did that, and I want to continue doing that because I'm trying to be something. Like, I'm not just doing this for these awards, bro. Like, it's one thing for the audience to acknowledge that you that guy. We acknowledge Leo's that guy. We acknowledge Denzel's that guy. They never came out and said, I want to be the guy. We just gave it to him. So it's cool to see that Tim is
they were the I let the work speak for itself type of thing.
Right.
You know?
But I'm so glad you brought that up.
Mm-hmm.
Because even if the work speaks for itself, the people that vote for these awards might not even view your film. So it's like today's age, letting the work speak for itself is kind of not good enough.
Right.
Because the article just came out either yesterday or today. I seen it today. Where a few people on the voting committee for the Oscars just flat out came and said, I didn't watch the first Dune movie. I couldn't get through it. So there's no way I'm sitting through the second one.
Stupid.
That is your fucking job.
So
That's your job.
Yeah, it's look, because if I'm a food judge, right, on these food shows, they try every dish, right? Nasty or not, they try every dish. Even your Gordon Ramsay tries your fucking dish on those shows, right? He's not like, I'm not eating this. Yeah. He'll be like, this shit looks terrible.
Sometimes he will.
No, but
I'm not eating that. Yeah.
But he'll be like, this shit looks terrible. I'm gonna see how it tastes. But if you were a film, not like a review thing, but if you're like on the commit, like if like I am tasked to vote for these movies, you can't just be like, I'm not gonna watch it, so I'm gonna put a 1. Like that's not how that should work.
No.
And if you couldn't watch the first one, how do you know the second one's not good, bro?
Yeah, when I read that, that's when I knew. Like, I mean, I always knew. Like, that's it.
Now,
what?
I do know that those movies aren't for everybody because some people don't like.
Of course.
That like the pacing of those kind of movies, which is fine. Right. But
you have to watch it.
In that
profession.
Watch it. You can't formulate an actual opinion unless you watch it, right?
It's just crazy. You got a bunch of people that, and none of these people were named, like, obviously, right, which is cool because protect them in that sense because people are crazy. But it's like, we could be so vocal towards our presidents, our mayors, our senators, which we should be vocal about. I'm not taking that away. But again, these people entertain you by acting like someone else, rather from a book or made up. And you were able to get a job to just sit, eat whatever the fuck you want to eat, do whatever you want to do in the middle of watching a movie and grade it based off of a criteria. And if that's too difficult for you to do, UPS is hiring, nigga. Like, that's crazy. Like, it's one thing to let the fans vote, because typically a fan's gonna vote off of popularity, Nickelodeon
or emotion.
Yeah. But a true critic, nigga, like Joe Budden, to go back, like, he listened to the album and gave an assessment on where he felt that man was, why the music wasn't connecting, and what he could do to make it better.
Yeah.
That he's not even getting paid for that. That was just passion. So it's like, when I saw that, I know they do that for a few movies, like, but Dune, obviously Dune, Timothy's been on the run. He's an internet darling. Dripped up, dripped out. You feel me? Like, I just think Dune in particular, because, you know, I fuck with the whole thing.
Yeah.
Dune to me is just like, at the end of the day, like I was trying to tell Diamond and Miles on New Year's Eve, I told them the reason why I fuck with Dune is because it's a reminder of what the author wrote, but like we get to see it in visual form. Like what Dune is about, being weary of charismatic leaders. So like when you really think about like what a charismatic nigga can do with that power, bruh.
Yeah.
Come on. And that's what we seen with Dune. That's what we saw with Star Wars. So
I think the biggest difference between Star Wars and Dune in general is that Messiah thing, right? Because like Luke was he's gonna bring balance to the Force. Like he's the one, like he is the last hope.
Right.
But I mean, but end of the day, his father did fulfill the prophecy that he would build. Because he initially snapped out of it, but that wouldn't have happened without Luke, you know, getting through. But that one is Luke understanding that prophecy, and be like, I'm gonna be that person. The Dune universe is opposite, where they're not, like, this man forces himself to be the prophecy. Like, basically, like it is spoken about, but he is literally like, I'm gonna step in and fill these shoes type of thing. Like, it's gonna be
which his son ended up fulfilling the prophecy.
Correct. Yes.
Which is the same as, but ultimately that's why I connect with that film so much, because of what it's saying. Like,
yeah,
we could look at Kanye, for instance, charismatic leader at one point in time.
Yeah.
And look how he tore this shit down. Not to say he might not, or saint, maybe Psalms is, maybe wanted to come and redo the damage that was done. But we see it time and time again, and I think we just ignore it. Like, even for a certain group of people, Elon Musk is charismatic. Even if some real niggas can look at it and see, like, this nigga's lame. Like, he's really leaning y'all down a bit, whatever. But yeah, so I think the messaging alone, and then like the score, the look, how they shot it, like those things deserve to be.
I mean, Dennis is a very underrated director. I mean, and until Dune, he was known as the director who makes amazing films that don't make money. And because I don't think he has a bad fucking movie. Like, they're all good. And they all have his camera work is like crazy. And like the way he makes things look, like, I don't know, like, I need to look up his color grader, the one who like does the color grading for him. Cause my God, the way those movies like fucking look, like he made Dune look so gritty and like just everything just looks so dirty. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's incredible. And and Chris, have you never seen Blade Runner 2049?
Yeah, of course.
Like,
Ryan Gosling, baby.
Yeah, but I mean, that was also him. Like, he just makes fucking bangers, man. So, I mean, that's just a damn shame that if you are called upon to, like, literally, I'm gonna be the say for the Oscars or whatever, like, and you're not gonna even fucking, like, bro, first off, if it's the Oscars, you have 5 movies to watch, bro. Are you kidding me? You can't watch 5 movies, bro?
And it's not like you got all year pretty much from when they drop, because they got to be, because, you know, they have to drop in time for consideration. So, like, yeah.
And and if you're on a committee, they give you the list early. They're like, here's the candidates.
Hey, niggas just hating. That's all I can say at the end of the day. At the end of the day. But what else you got, man? Because I really just, we did that though. We did that. You heard? We ran through them topics. You feel me? I like that.
But yeah, I mean, at the end of all this though, with movies, music, whatever, remember, art is subjective. So like, I know passion gets the best of us sometimes when we talk about like what people don't like about art itself, right? Now, when somebody's wrong though, like if someone is factually incorrect or they're like factually in the wrong, I don't think that could be subjective. Like, you're either on one side or the other, right?
Right.
Like, I agree with the wrongdoing or I don't agree with the wrongdoing. Now, the art itself, if you love the Drake album, great. I'm glad you finally, you got something after he's had a rough year. You know what I'm saying? Like, we knew he'd be fine. We said that, like, he's not gonna like fade away into nothingness. Like, it doesn't, like, my son is going crazy right now. But I just think like we get lost in the sauce sometimes, especially with all this kind of like going to like the like, oh, I'm never gonna listen to him again, like, type of thing, or like, and so I just think like, if someone feels differently about like the music stuff like that, it is what it is, bro. Like, you can't like, we can't get so worked up about it, and or y'all getting so worked up about like certain people winning awards, because I still see people talking shit about Doechii for winning that award and stuff like that. Like it's like it shouldn't affect you that badly. Like it should not, because at the end of the day, a black woman won that award, and you know, and it's not like you're acting like she's like complete ass or like a nobody, because people are like, let me know if you've heard this song because it has 100 million streams and I never heard it, bro. There are 9 billion people on this planet. 100 million of those, that doesn't mean 100 million people listen to it. That means it's been streamed 100 million times.
Right.
So 50 million people played it twice. There you go. And that's barely anything, like in the grand scheme, right? So like,
I'm trying to, but I have to. I'm sorry.
Bro, what did you drink?
I'm sorry.
Oh my God. Chris is making me do this whole show by myself, basically. All right. Well, while Chris goes to his final pee, I just want to reiterate what I'm talking about music and art. Yeah, so if you like what you like what you like, man. Like I know I've been critical on some stuff before, but I would never tell somebody they're dumb for liking somebody I don't like, or like an album or movie I don't like, right? That stuff is all personal preference, taste, you know, and then your life experiences kind of make those things happen. Me and Chris don't agree all the time. More often than not, we don't, right? Especially on music, and then a lot of movies too. But it's all normal, nothing to, you know, get pissed about, unless it's something that's wrongdoing and things of that nature.
Sorry, dog. I don't know I'm sitting on my bladder. I don't know, my brother.
I don't know what's going on. You got to get that checked. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, last but not least, we have 8 days left for this Factor sponsorship. Still have only sold 1 box. Got 5 more to go. The code is right there. If you follow that link or click the link in the YouTube description, or if you're on Twitch, there's a panel you can click that takes you to it. You get 50% off and then free shipping on your first box. And as far as how we get credit, if you order a box and it ships, it counts as a you have to be a new customer. If it ships, then it counts as a sale. So do with that information what you will. I'm not telling you what to do after you get your first box, but that is how we get credit. But we only have 8 days left for 5 boxes. So I don't know. I know we haven't been active in a week or so, but
we own it.
But yeah, other than that, I don't have anything else of note. March is going to be a more active month. I'm going to try to go see Mickey 17 with Chris, my guy, director of Parasite. Love that movie, so definitely excited to see it. And some other shit. We're getting to and then Daredevil comes out in March too. So we got a lot to talk about coming up this next month. A lot of stuff me and Chris are actively interested in. So like it'll be more.
Yeah, I've been watching every episode of Invincible and this new season. It's been great so far.
So
today's episode was fire. So
that's what I'm saying. So we got a lot we can get into coming up. And so yeah, we'll be back to our normal scheduled programming now. Chris is back, so we'll be back at it. So, and then I'm going to start trying to do some gaming on here too, just to get in the groove on that. But other than that, I don't have anything else, Chris.
I'm good, baby.
All right, well, let me throw up the end screen here, and then we'll call it a day.
Piece of chicken grease. Keep God in your life, fuck, nigga.
Crazy. I'm gonna let this play twice, but super crazy that you said that.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh.